Greetings, our Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters. This is the high priest, L.D. Smith, the watchman on the wall. As always, family, grab that King James. All right, now we're going to go ahead and get started, family. I think I named this right here. Well, it's out the, this is out of the, I mean, straight out of the word of God. I mean, God's name is one. God's name is one. And family, we're gonna deal with this, and I'm gonna show you that no matter what happens, God is the one that is doing everything. And God is the one that is going to save us. There are some bad things that are going to happen. And there's some bad things that are happening now. And as I told you guys, September, we're counting down to the end of the 40 years. We're going to see. Because after the 40 years, our ancestors went over. They was in the wilderness for 40 years. And our ancestors was in Egypt for 400 years. But at the end of 400 years, that self-same day, the Most High brought our ancestors out. Moses went up on the mountain and stayed with our God 40 days. And at the end of 40 days, he had a message that God had given him for we his people. And when he came back down, he had a glow on him. He had to put a veil on. Yeah. So like I said, we're ending these 40 years. But I'm telling you, I warn you guys about the famine. The famine is here. I warn you guys about the water. They're poisoning water. They're trying to kill people. There's so many people that they want to kill in this month here in September of 2023. There's so many millions of people that they want to kill. That they saying got to, must. But we know if we stay diligent, trusting our God, he's the one that's going to save us. We're coming to the end of this age, y'all. We're finna go into a new age. They're hollering about the age of Aquarius and all the other stuff right there. I'm telling you, we're finna go into a new age. I'm looking for, behold, and I saw New Jerusalem coming down from up there. That's what I'm looking forward to. So let us get into our teaching. Let's go to Exodus, because this is where we're at. We're in Exodus. Why? Because that's where he gave us our book. That's where he gave us our structure. That's where he gave us the things that we should do, how we should present ourselves before him, how we should conduct ourselves. And we're in Exodus chapter 20. We're going to read just 3 verses out of there. And like I said, we're going to be here for some time. And then we're going to move on down and start doing verses 4, 5, 6. You know, then we're going to move on down, do 7, 8, 9. And then we're going to keep on going until we get it done, if the Most High allow us. But he told me, he said, warn them from me, because I'm coming. And in Malachi, the last words, he says, before the dreadful day that he comes, he said, remember ye the law of Moses. This is the one that we're dealing with now. Chapter 20, verse 1 says, and God spake all these things, saying, see, I don't care what nobody else say. I want to hear what God has to say. I am the Lord, your God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other God besides me, before me. Huh? We should not have no other God before him. But now we got a mother of heaven and a father of heaven. This is a tragedy that have come before people. I don't know whether all the people here are the Most High's people. I don't. But I do know that even if you aren't, and you follow his cause and you love the one that he sent, you'll be spared from this coming destruction. But let us go into our teaching. Let us go. Let us go. We're going here. Zechariah chapter 14, verse 9. It says, "And the Lord shall be king over all the earth. In that day shall be one Lord, and his name is one." Y'all see that? Let me read that again. "And the Lord shall be king over all the earth." Double dots. As they always say. Huh? "In that day there shall be one Lord, and his name is one." I don't see any place, any room for anyone else. I mean, one name. One name. Not two or three, but one name. And remember, he doesn't change. One name. One Lord. See that? See that? See, so here we have to make sure that we understand that it has always been this way. It has always been one. It has not been one, then now two have appeared. It always have been one. But I'm so concerned, because some people think that there's two, there's three. There's a father and a son. All this wrapped up into one massive ball of just confusion. He's one. He's one. He's one. Let's go to Isaiah 44. Let's go to Isaiah 44. Now let's watch this right now. Let's go to Isaiah 44. Now watch this. I can't make this up. And like I said, I'm only showing you what's in the Bible. You don't have to try to put you don't have to try to figure it out. You don't have to say, well, this may be an epiphany, or this may be whatever you want to call it. All the facts and the figures are not there. So we're just gonna go along with it, and call it this. But what I'm stressing is that I'm only telling you, and I'm only sharing with you what is here. I'm not going to say there's a gray area and then try to lead you somewhere else and then try to put that in there. If it doesn't say Lord, Mother, Mother, Lord, then I'm not going to talk about that. But if it says that there's one Lord, then I'm going to talk about one Lord. It says one God, I'm going to talk about one God. It says that the God of the Hebrews, I'm going to talk about the God of the Hebrews. When we talk about Jehovah our Lord, then I'm going to talk about Jehovah our Lord. Okay? But if it's anything else outside that, I'm not going to talk about it, because it's not written here in these pages. And I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to discuss it. I'm not going to tell you that this is something, because then I'm changing his word. I'm telling you what I think, not what I know, or not what is written in the pages. I'm telling you something different from that which is written. Isaiah 44, let's look at verses 6 through 8. Now look what it says here. Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel and his Redeemer. Huh? Y'all see that? Huh? The Lord of hosts. I am the first and I am the last. And besides me, there is no God. I talked about this in the other videos. And who, as I, who is like me, shall call and shall say it? Nobody. And set it in order for me, since I appointed. See that? Who you gonna call that is like me, that is gonna declare and say what I said? Since I appointed. See, I appointed this. I appointed the ancient people. And it says, and the things that are coming and shall come, let them show unto them. See that? Do y'all see that? Let's keep on going. He said, fear them not, neither be afraid. Have not I told thee? Huh? Have not I told you? Huh? From that time. And have I declared it? Haven't I said it? Ye are my witnesses. Is there a God beside me? Yea, there is no God. I know not any. I know not any. And see, that's why I have to keep going back to it. He says, thou shalt have no other God before me. And yes, they have called me different names, but none of our ancestors ever called him woman or mother. None of them. They call him Jehovah, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Sitkanu, huh? Elohim, huh? The Most High, the Almighty, the God of the Hebrews, the Lord our God. All these names, but never mother. Can't you see that if mother was in the pages, I'll be talking about it? I'm only talking about what I see in the pages that relates to him. But let's keep on going. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7. Let's go back here. Deuteronomy chapter 7. Deuteronomy chapter 7. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 7. Oh, let's look at verses. Let's start with verses 3, and then we're going to go on down to verses 9. Deuteronomy chapter 7. Start with verse 3. And it says, neither shalt thou make marriage, with them, thy daughters. So a daughter would have to have what? She would have to have a mother. Huh? A daughter would have to have had a mother and a father. Thou shalt not give unto his sons, see that? Nor his daughters. For him to have a son, he has to be a father. Here you can see that they have to be a father and a mother for them to have sons and daughters. But he says, don't give them to other strange people. He says, shalt thou not take unto their son. Verse 4. But they will turn away your son from following me. Your son means that you have to be a father, and for him to be a son, he has to have a mother. There's the family there again. There is the family. There is the family. The mother and father taught their children the law of their God. Now let's keep on going. That they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. Destroy you suddenly. Let's keep on going. We're going down to verse 9. But thou shalt surely deal with them. You shall destroy their altars, break down their images, cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord your God. See that? You don't owe honor to anyone in heaven but the Most High God. You don't owe honor to no mother. Y'all see that? Do y'all see it? He says he's your God. You honor him. Nobody else. He says the Lord, thy God, means your God, has chosen, thee means you, to be a special people unto him above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor chose you, because ye were more in number than any people. For ye were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep his oath, which he swore unto. Y'all see that? Do y'all see that? Do you see that? He's not talking about up there. He's talking about down here. Why? Why? Why won't you think? Why won't you think? Your fathers, the fathers that was before you, hath the Lord brought you out of the mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondage from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Now, therefore, the Lord your God, thy God, the Lord your God, thy God. See that? He is God. You don't represent nobody else. He's the one that did all these things for you. He never changes. The same thing he did for our ancestors back there, he's doing it for us right now, even though we're in captivity. That's why he said, honor your father and your mother. Because they're going to teach you. You don't teach yourself. You don't come out the womb knowing the word. Somebody has to teach you. When Samuel's mother had him, before she got pregnant, she made God a promise. She said, you give me a man child, I'll give him back to you. And when Samuel was born, she sent him back to the temple, and he was in the temple with Eli. And Eli was the priest, and Eli was teaching him about who? The Most High God. He was his father figure. That's why he told him, he says, if he calls you again, if you hear the voice again, it is the Lord. Say, here I am. And when he heard the voice the third time, he said, here I am, Lord. Why? Because Eli had taught him. Because he was his father figure while he was living in the temple with him. It says here, the Lord your God, thy God, he is God, the faithful God, not with an S, it's by itself, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. So again, I say, why are you giving somebody honor in heaven? Mother, queen of heaven. Why are you giving them honor? And here you can clearly say, he says, I'm the one. He said, I'm the one that keeping my covenant that I made with you. Not no queen in heaven. There's no queen in heaven made a covenant with Abraham and his seed. The Most High God did. He say, and mercy. The only ones that can give you mercies and renew them every day is the Most High God. Why are you giving this so-called mother queen in heaven reverencing this so-called individual that doesn't give you anything? I keep telling you over and over, the Most High says he shares his glory with nobody. One day we'll see. But I hope it's not too late. I honestly do. I hope it's not too late. But let us keep on. With them that love him and keep his commandments. So the mother, the queen in heaven, what commandments does she have? Because you honored her, you giving her praise and honor. And what commandments does she have? I don't see any written any place. But let's keep on going. He says, to 1,000 generations. All right, y'all see that? But let's keep on going. Let's go over here to Deuteronomy chapter 8. Let's start with verse 11. Let's go. Well, let's start with verse 4. We're gonna read verse 4, and then we're gonna just go on down to verse 20. Okay, we're gonna start at verse 4. He says, that raiment wax not old upon thee, neither did thy feet swell these 40 years. Y'all see that? Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chases his son, so the Lord thy God chases thee. See that? Y'all see that? Do y'all see that? I'm going to read it again. A man chases his son. How can a man have a son if he's not his father? How can a man have a son, and how can a son not have a father? He says here that the same way a father chases his son, the same way that the Most High God, it's right in the pages. So the Lord thy God chases thee. Now you can see why he said, honor thy father and thy mother. See that? Why? Because the father's going to chastise you. And the Most High says, I'm going to chastise you the same way that your earthly father chastises you. I mean, it's plain as day. That's why he said, honor your father and your mother. See, because if you didn't have an earthly father that you was honoring, how could he chasten you? How could he chastise you? See, when you don't obey your father and you don't honor your father here, your earthly father, he's gonna he's gonna chastise you. He's gonna show you which way is up. Huh? Sometimes he may have to take you way up. Mm-hmm. But you can see clearly here. He's telling you about the same as your father on this planet, chasing you and chastising you. I'm going to do the same way when you don't obey me. Therefore, thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, and to fear him. For the Lord thy God bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, and fountains, and depths that spring out of valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, of vines and figs and pomegranates, and lands of oil, olives and honey, a land wherein thou shalt eat bread without ceasing. See that? Plenty. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be bread always. See, that's when you're blessed. See, when you're not lacking anything, when you got abundance of everything. See that? He said, thou shalt not lack anything in it. And a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills thou mightest dig brass. When thou hast eaten and art full, then thou shalt bless the Lord thy God for the good land which he has given thee. Again, I ask anybody, where is this mother of heaven? What did the mother of heaven give you? Since she's supposed to be up there, what has she given you? According to these writings, the only person that gave our ancestors anything was the Most High God. It's right in the pages. If there was anybody else doing anything else for you and I, even today, it would have been written in these pages because he does the same thing over and over. Now let's keep on going. Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God in not keeping his commandments and his judgment and his statutes, which I command thee this day. Lest when thou hast eaten and art full and hast built goodly houses and dwelling and dwelt therein, and when thy herds and thy flock multiply, and the silver and the gold is multiplied, and all that thou hast is multiplied. Everything that you have grown. See, that's when you're blessed. See, we're not blessed now because we got to always be replenishing something. But here you can see that it replenishes itself. It's self-sufficient. You never run out. It just keeps on replenishing. You don't do nothing but enjoy the fruit of the land. But enjoy the place, the habitation that God has made for us. But look what he says here. Then thine heart be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord thy God, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Who led thee? Who? Huh? Who led thee? It didn't say that him and somebody else. It say he led our ancestors. But see, I remember when they went to Aaron and told Aaron to make them that golden calf, and they told Aaron to make us a god that we may say that he brought us out of the land of Egypt, and he did all these things for us. Yeah, see that? Giving God's glory to somebody else or something else. Why? Why would you do such a foolish thing? I mean, we're too late in the game now for any foolishness. Too late. We should be on the right path now. He said, go to them and warn them from me. Because the sword come and take any of them away. And you had warned them. Their blood shall be required of you. But if you tell them, and they don't listen, and the sword come and take any of them away, their blood shall be upon their hands. And as I stated in other videos, I got individuals that it's blood. I'm talking about blood came. I mean, blood, same everything. And told me, let my blood be upon my hand. Arrogance. Yeah. So I'm not angry. I'm not mad about anything. Because why? When he told me that, and I went back and I examined that over and over, and that showed me that some are going to listen and some are not. Right? Right. But here is the good part about it as far as on my behalf. I've done as I have been instructed. See, so I have no worries. I have no fears. Nope. Because I know the Most High God, He's true to His word. He's going to do exactly what He says. Now let us continue this right now, because we're going to go on down to verse 20 now. We at 15 now. It says, who led thee through that great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions and droughts, where there was no water, who brought thee forth water out of the rock of flint? Who did? I did. Wasn't nobody with me. Wasn't nobody with me. He said, I did it. Who fed thee in the wilderness with manna? Which, who? 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 The same one that he's talking about in Exodus chapter what? Exodus chapter 20. What verse? Verse 12. The same ones. Your fathers knew not that he might humble thee, and that he might prove thee to do thee good at the latter end. And thou say in thine heart, my power and might of my hands has gotten me this wealth. But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant with which he swore unto your fathers. Who was our father? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and on down and on down and on down unto our fathers of today. That's why he said, honor thy father and thy mother. See that? It's very simple. It's not hard to understand. He says, as it is this day. See that? And it shall be, if thou do at all forget the Lord thy God, and walk after other gods. Now see, now he's saying here now, he promised this to our fathers. Abraham had to tell Isaac. Isaac had to tell Jacob. Jacob had to tell his children. And then his children, when they had fathers, they had to tell their children. And then their children, when they had children, they got grown. They had fathers. They married in the family. Then there was a mother and father there, and so on and so on. So then the father and the mother was the one that was giving the instructions. It's right in the pages, as it is of this day. I promised it to them back there. And they told ones, and then they told ones, and then they told y'all. And now I'm telling y'all. It's simple. It's simple. This is not something that you can't get. Even a child should be able to get this. He said, and it shall be, verse 19, if thou do at all forget the Lord thy God and walk after other gods and serve them and worship them, I testify against you this day that ye shall surely perish. As the nation which the Lord destroyed before you, before your face, so shall ye perish, because ye would not obey, you will not be obedient unto the voice of the Lord your God. Now, as I stated, he swore, he told it to our forefathers. Teach your children this. Teach your children that. Teach them this. Teach them that. And see, this is where we are today. And see, we can all attest to this. You can go out, and you can see a child just clowning. I mean, just clowning. And the first thing that come out of your mouth is, but their father and mother, boy, didn't teach them nothing. The first thing that come out of your mouth. And then here you are, as old as you are now. As old as you are. That's what I say, as old as your ass is now. You have forgotten that you was a mother and a father. And that you wanted your children to honor you. Why? Because you was instructing them, you was teaching them what you thought was right. But our ancestors taught them this right here. They taught them this. And that's why he said, honor your father and your mother, that your days might be long. Because they're going to teach you this word. And when they teach you this word, and you do this word, and you love your God, and you obey your God, he said, then you shall have good success. Why should one die before his time? Because why? His mother and his father didn't teach his ass nothing, or her. And they go out there, and the Most High let those things loose on them and destroy them. Because they don't have the word. In Proverbs it says that this word is healing to your neighbor. Your neighbor is hooked. Hooked to what? That cord that's inside your mother. That's how you're fed. Through that cord that's hooked to your mother. But no, it's talking about mother in heaven. What a fool. But we're going to close there. You got to know how to do that at the end of the broadcast. We all come together, one voice and one mind. All right? Because we're dealing with love the Lord thy God with all our heart, soul, and mind. And thou shalt not have no other God before you. See, we're dealing with that. Then we're going to move on. Because there's only one God. Huh? So let's come together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. One word, one God, one people, one love. Levi. All praise, all praise. All praise, family. We love you guys. And as I stated in other videos, and I'm going to say it again, please, and I say again, please, meditate on what we just talked about. Meditate on what you just heard. Go back over it. Rehash it. Look at it. Think about it. Ponder it. Ponder it. And I know that the Most High will give you a clear understanding. I said, we love you guys. Shalom.